This is how I like to build my loops for my backing tracks and my songs. First thing I do is I put chords in, like so. What I'm doing, that's that A minor, and an inversion. So I'm barring, not really barring, I'm skipping the second string but playing all fives. That's your A minor. Then I'm using the inversion, which is the A minor notes, but they're in a different order. So you got C, A, and E instead of A, C, E. When you switch the notes around, it's still the same chord, even though you change the order. C's on the bottom, so it gives it some movement. That shape is 8th fret first string, 7th on the D, and 9 on the G. And then I put a bass line in next. I'm going to outline the A, C, E, and G, like so. So now you got a bass line, and your chords. Now, here's the theory part. I'm going to talk a little bit about the solo here. So you can use A minor natural to play over top, but just like a scale, you can take an arpeggio or a triad. You can build chords off of each note. So off the A, you got A, C, and E. Off the C, you got C and G. It's just stacking triads. Off the E, you got E, G, B, and D on the 7th. So you can use that E minor pentatonic over top of that A, and it uses the upper extensions, and it kind of, you float a little bit above the harmony. Let me show you. Put effects on for contrast. Here's what A minor sounds like. Now here's what E minor sounds like. Go back and forth between them. A minor. E minor. It has all the same notes as A minor, but you got the B and the D in there, which is your 9 and your 13. A minor. So that's just one example of how you can take a looper and use it for practice. You practice because you can hear the chords you're playing over, and you can solo over it, and you can do different ideas like I did with the A minor and the E minor, and that gives you the context to hear it. Like you can hear how that E minor is different than the A minor, and it's good to go back and forth between the two so you can hear the differences. And that's where a looper has the advantage because you wouldn't be able to hear what E minor sounds like over A minor without the looper or some kind of backing track. So it's an excellent tool to get better at improvising. And you can put songs together like I just done, just little practicing one chord, that's one, it's like a static chord, I guess you call it. Put the bass line, like I said with that bass line, I was just outlining the triad, A, C, E, and G. So everything's out of A minor, and then when you solo, you can use the A minor pentatonic or the E minor. Because off each note of each triad, you can build a triad or a seventh or a bigger chord. That's how chords were built, stacked on top. Triads are just stacked on top of triads. And if you break it down to simple triads, it makes it, you start seeing what you can play over top of things. E minor. So I just wanted to do a little short lesson today. Please like and subscribe and join me on live stream. Have a lovely day.